What's up everyone, Zach Nusser here, bringing you another fitness nutrition video. And today we're going to talk about the oh so popular keto diet. So let me preface this by saying that I don't hate the keto diet. I think there's pros and cons to the diet, and that's kind of why I'm making this video, to discuss it in a more objective viewpoint. So let's get started, guys. The keto diet. First of all, does it work? Of course it works. Absolutely. Any diet that promotes a negative energy balance or a caloric deficit is going to work. For a lot of people, keto is a great option because it eliminates many of the problem foods from their diet. Things like cake, ice cream, soda, other sugary snacks and desserts, French fries, anything fried with batter, burgers and hot dogs because of the buns, pasta, chips, etc. Of course, these foods don't directly cause fat gain by themselves, but because they're often so calorically dense and low in nutrition value, it's very easy to overeat due to the low levels of satiety or fullness that they bring along with the high amounts of calories. Eliminating these foods is a great way in and of itself to lose excess body fat because it makes it much easier to remain in a negative energy balance. But oftentimes the self-discipline to do so is lacking. The idea of having to take time to get into ketosis and then the risk of falling out of ketosis and then having to go through the process of entering it again is a great way to help people resist the urge for these foods. But if you notice, I haven't once mentioned carbs as a reason for changes in body fat. That's because a calorie is a calorie, and nutrient density and overall health aside, regardless of what you eat, you'll lose weight in the calorie deficit, whether you're consuming mostly fat or mostly carbs. So if that's true, then why the keto hype? I think a lot of it has to do with the enticing fact that ketosis makes your body burn fat instead of carbs as its primary source of fuel. Advocates of the keto diet will often use this to draw people in, but it's kind of deceptively worded. As I've already stated, energy balance is what matters for weight loss. Your body couldn't care less if it gets those calories from dietary fat or carbs. Notice I said dietary fat. So now it's important to distinguish the difference between dietary fat and body fat or adipose tissue. So adipose tissue is basically stored energy. When you chronically overeat, your body has to do something with the calories that you're not burning. That excess energy becomes adipose tissue, which we often refer to as fat. This is different than dietary fat, which is just a source of calories that we consume from foods. By the way, check out my video on the best fat sources in the card above. So what does this mean? It means that ketosis, through the release of ketones, makes your body burn dietary fat as its main source. But what about body fat? That's really what we care about, right? Your body taps into energy stores, again body fat, when it doesn't have access to enough fuel. You achieve this by remaining in a calorie deficit. So if you need to consume, say, 2,000 calories to maintain your weight, consuming anything under that, 1,500 calories for example, over time will cause your body to mobilize and burn body fat for energy. Again, let me emphasize that it doesn't necessarily matter where these calories come from for strictly fat loss purposes. Think of carbs and fats as more of a vehicle for the calories to enter your body, just like for excess protein. And once they've been broken down into ATP, which is the pure form of energy that your body uses, your body doesn't know nor care where those calories came from. The funny thing is that most people don't take RER, or respiratory exchange ratio, into consideration, mainly because they don't know what the heck that is. RER, in short, is the ratio in which your body is using carbs and fats as its primary fuel source. At lower heart rates, which also means lower respiration levels, which we spend probably around 96% of our day, assuming you're exercising for just an hour a day, our body prioritizes dietary fat. During moderate intensity exercise, your body uses a fairly even ratio of fats and carbs. And at high and max intensity, carbs become the primary source of fuel due to the quick conversion of glucose to ATP. So if you think about this, then keto is really only changing, for the most part, that 4% of the day where you're exercising at a moderate or high intensity. What's worse is that if you're exercising while depleted of carbs, you'll have less energy and your workouts will suffer for it, and they could potentially become less effective. Remember that carbs become glucose in the body and are readily available for energy when exercising. Fats, on the other hand, take much longer to convert to energy, causing a delay in energy availability. Also, muscle glycogen, which is glucose stored in the muscle, is the primary source of energy for muscles during exercise. Now, the keto diet depletes your muscle glycogen, negatively impacting your exercise, especially resistance training, even further. Another problem with the keto diet is that it makes it nearly impossible to get some nutrients in your diet. Fiber, many vitamins, antioxidants, and various phytonutrients that you would normally get from fruits are now mostly unavailable. A lot of these can be replaced by vegetables and vitamin supplements, but not all of them. And you'd have to greatly increase the amount of vegetables you're consuming each day to make up for these lost nutrients. Considering that a lot of people use keto as an excuse to eat tons of fatty foods like eggs, cheese, bacon, or other processed meats, most people, at least in my experience, put little to no effort in getting more vegetables in their diet. Keto even limits many vegetables as they contain too many carbs. However, keto won't kill you like some extreme critics of the diet might have you believe. They often refer to ketoacidosis, where excessive ketones in your blood raises the acidity levels of your blood to dangerous levels. This does not happen on the keto diet though. This is exclusively a problem for type 1 diabetics, so don't fall for that crap. So while keto isn't necessarily harmful, it's far from ideal for anyone who exercises regularly and cares about their performance. And if you're worried about your weight enough to be doing the keto diet, then you should already be exercising regularly. Now, whether or not the hindrance in your exercise performance matters to you or if it bothers you, that's totally up to you. With all that being said, guys, and though it seems like I've pretty much just been bashing on the keto diet this whole time and putting it down, there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to give it a try. I personally tried it and I hated it. The loss of muscle glycogen meant that I lost a lot of water in my muscles. So a fairly big portion of my weight loss came from water, which caused my muscles to be visibly smaller. On the other hand, I know plenty of people who have been extremely successful with the keto diet. The most important factor to consider when deciding on dietary changes is the sustainability of those changes. For me, I found it too hard to sustain. I couldn't avoid carbs at all times, and it made the diet kind of miserable and unsustainable for me personally. If you find this easy to sustain, then the diet will work for you. Any diet that you find easy to sustain, that puts you in a negative energy balance, will work. So if you decide to try it, or if you're already doing it and you plan on staying on it, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're replacing those nutrients that you might not be getting in your diet with some kind of vitamin supplements, maybe a multivitamin, and try to make sure that you're getting at least one source of fiber in your daily diet. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on everything fitness. Leave any questions and comments you have in the comment section down below. Follow me on social media, and I'll see you guys next time.